Heyo, this is EonShiKeno. I'm here to cast some Starcraft matches for you from Intel Extreme Masters Tournament going on right now. Actually, not right now. It's probably nighttime in Europe right now. But it went on this morning, and we got a lot of good games, and I got a lot of fun replays I can commentate for everybody. So we've got Group A, and our first match is going to be Slayer's MMA. He's going to be our red Terran in the top left part of the map, and down in the bottom right is going to be JYP from Clan Evil Geniuses. Now we've got a TvP here. If I had to pick a player I think is favored to win this series, I would probably say MMA. But you never know. You never know what JYP can pull out here. I'm using a new mouse right now, so forgive me if my scroll like this is just a little bit not as accurate as it usually is. I'm still getting used to it. You guys know how it is. You got a new mouse. It's like, I gotta get the sensitivity right and all that good stuff. So bear with me. Barrick's gonna go up in MMA. Gonna go for a wall in. We'll see if he's gonna go for a gas or anything like that. But yeah, the few games I've actually seen of IEM today were a lot of PvPs, and they were great PvPs. There was this Grubby versus White Raw series that was just awesome. I mean, there were carriers, Colossus Wars, Mothership battles. Oh, and it was just an insane series. Watch it. I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but there was a moment where there was one mothership chasing another mothership trying to kill it, and that was the only thing in the whole screen that could actually hit air. It was pretty funny. So make sure. Oh, and after that, there was a second PvP. Right after that, it was the last two matches for the day. It was MC versus Elfie, and that was another really good PvP series. So the Protoss players out there looking for some fun PvPs to watch, go check those out. Those are highly entertaining. And now, one thing I want to point out already is, as far as I know, this map, at least the map they're using for IEM, this is forced cross-spawning positions, and I don't think either of these players know that, because each of them are scouting the close spawning positions. So at least that's what I was told by the casters that were commentating those Protoss games. So assuming that both these players do not know about that, unfortunately, which makes a big deal. I mean, it's a huge thing if you're going to scout, one direction or another, because if for example, a Metalopolis that's now forced cross positions, you could put a proxy barracks or proxy building, whatever, in between the two far bases, and assuming your opponent knows that, and they won't scout that direction unless they're scouting for a proxy. But if they don't know that and they just scout over there anyway, then they just get lucky because they're stupid. But I mean, everything comes into effect, and especially if your build order kind of revolves around certain timings, you want to be as efficient as possible with your scouting. You know that you can go directly to your opponent's base. You can scout maybe a little bit later. All those things matter, and they're things players would love to know. More you know, the better. Just like that, was it NBC does that? They're the more you know. Like it's always interesting. So we've got a barracks going to go up here, a command center. So MMA going to macro it up. And likewise, we got the same thing going on with JYP down here at the bottom. One gateway expand, and probably going to throw up some more gateways. Hasn't started that second simulator yet, so probably going to throw down 3. Maybe apply some 3-gate pressure, as he already has a proxy pylon up here at the top. And this is also serving as maybe scouting for any type of drops. But right now may just be applying some 3-gate pressure as soon as warp gate finishes. We will see if he's going to do that. He's scouted up here to the front. He hasn't seen a bunker yet. He sees a couple of Marines. He's kind of expecting that, MMA is going to more than likely, throw in an expansion up there. And this could be an opportunity for JYP to do some damage. He's got one Zealot, one Stalker, and these Marines up here are going to have to be macroed pretty well. Let's see who's going to pull out the better macro wars. Probe trying to get in there. No, not going to work. And then JYP instantly turns around. Too many Marines up there. And they do have that high ground, so bunker now is going down for MMA, and it's going down to the high ground, fearing a maybe a 4-gate or something like that. But I mean, considering here he did go barracks after he makes this fast command center, and in that situation you can't really afford to push out because a 4-gate will just slaughter you. So he went for the economic lead and for the tech lead. And in that situation, your army is going to be very low. You can only do 2 of 3 things. That's kind of a good I don't know, thing to go by if you're playing Starcraft, or you just want to kind of have an idea of what's going on in the game. You can only do 2 of those 3 things, either army, economy or technology, and MMA is doing 2 of those, and he can't do that third one. As far as JYP is doing, he's kind of going the army and the economy route, so he can apply pressure if he feels like. A couple Marines out here kind of pushing forward. Now he's going to throw down a bunker and start flying that Terran observer around the map. That factory seems to get so much play, just an observer just flying around the map. And a cloak, so we're going to have cloak banshees on the way. JYP, he's going to have an observer out. Yeah, this is going to be in plenty of time. But the thing here is, with such delayed Banshee, JYP may only make one observer, and it may be halfway across the map by the time that Banshee shows up. And it's just the weird timings that players aren't used to. Things that really can kind of just be insanely effective, and it's just like, oh, you get a win in the game. Just because of something crazy like that. So, got to keep an eye out to see how well that cloak Banshee play works. We've got combat shields on the way. Another Banshee coming out. And reactor, tech lab, combat shields. Let's see if he's going to start teching into tanks. Already starting this third gas is kind of fast, it seems like. So just guess he wants to maybe do some more production. Maybe make some more Banshees and tanks, and just trying to go for a type of like a 2-base style Marine tank Banshee play. We'll see. Observer's heading out across the map, but look at the Banshee. Here it is, going around the other side of the map, and Cloak is so close to being done. Like, that's exactly what I was talking about. Observer all the way across the other side of the map. He isn't making Observer, he's making an Immortal. And MMA's Banshee is just going to go in there and just start racking up the kills. Oh man, this is gonna be nasty. This is gonna be nasty, JYP. And he just did a warp in, and he's heading out across the map, and he just warped in way up here. Oh man, JYP, feels so bad for you, man. This is bad. And he's even gonna scout it. MMA. Actually, yep, he's going to scout it. Did he see? Yes, he did see the pylon up there. So I'm not sure why he's cloaked so early, but I guess he just wants to set it and forget it. Sometimes you'll see players just cloak and just run in there and just let it go, you know, whatever. Because cloak does last a long time, but there's really no need to cloak at all so far into the fight until that first Stalker got warped in. So he's going to try and deal as much damage as he can with this Banshee. He's got 7 kills already, warping some guys back here in the middle. Cloak being out, and I have a big attack up here at the front. JYP is going to try and make a bust for it. He's got a lot of force fields up there. He's getting a lot of SCV kills. No, he did not. I thought he was going to get a lot of kills there, so he threw down a lot of force fields, but didn't manage to accomplish too much there. And the Banshee is forced to fall back as it is out of cloak for the time being. Now he's going to go back for 1 Stalker still there. And MMA can get a couple more kills here. He's going to try and work on that Banshee. Nope. Changed his mind. Going to go head on out there. So now we have the other Banshee up here in the top right side, which he did cloak, and he got 7 more kills with that. But these 3 Stalkers managed to deal with that. And 1 more Observer does show up. That's his second Observer. First one is in the main. He does see this command center being built. He's got 2 barracks in the main here, and what does he have? Just building more barracks, so it seems like he's going to transition into pretty heavy bio from this situation. We're going to need to see JYP either tech the Colossus or get some type of storm tech out to deal with this really massive bio army that's going to be coming up slowly. MMA has got a force here in the middle. I don't really see him pressuring at all. I mean, maybe some pressure, but I don't really know if he's going to attack considering the size of that army. But he's going to go for it. I mean, he does have a supply lead, but I don't know if that's just because of the worker count. Yeah, 53 versus 35. That will do it. That'll do it. So, yeah, he's going to turn around here. I'm not surprised by this. MMA throwing down an expansion, and he just started doing a lot of production. He's powering up here, adding a lot of extra production, a lot of extra barracks, and it really just doesn't make sense for MMA to just go for a big attack there. I mean, I like his play there. Push forward, act like he's going to attack, and then fall back, while just allowing his Banshees to get a couple of extra hits in there. And I don't think he's lost a Banshee yet. It's hard to tell there. 606, maybe. Anyways, JYP going to try and get a free tank kill. Nope, not going to get it. But he's going to get 1 Marine kill over there. Banshee's going to come in from behind. Needs to watch out with those guys. Don't want to accidentally fly over that. And may taking out the rocks, set himself up. Siege is finished, so it's going to be a while before JYP is going to be able to do any damage into that main. And this Banshee is getting so close here. I think JYP caught the edge of that tail there of the Banshee. He's trying to catch it, but he's not going to be able to. Actually, the Stalkers might. They got a 0.2 faster move speed, but it seems like MMA is heading back over to the base. He wants to get some more damage, but JYP's got a nice Stalker spread, 2 there. None up here, but he can easily warp some guys in. Twilight Council on the way, so seems like we're going to see JYP go for the Templar tech. And +1/1 coming up. He's got the double forge going. Banshee's going to get taken and use a cloak. Luckily, he cloaks in the nick of time. And he's even going to scout it out, but he's watching for the Observer's going to show up, and he's going to trade that probe for the Banshee. So that will delay this expansion for a little bit. Not necessarily think it's worth a Banshee, but I mean, even if he would have got it down at that moment, this expansion's already built, already up, already done, making 2 more gas. Wow, just MMA is going so gas heavy with this build. I don't know if he's just going to go really heavy Marauders, or if he wants to get a... Okay, Ghost Academy on the way. Seems like he's going really gas heavy starting this game out just for like the whole time. Anyways, Marines and tanks, a lot more Marauders showing up to the fight. So it's essentially the same army he had earlier, except with, 10 more Marauders into the mix. And with this Banshee, he's kind of using it as an observer. He's going to head back in here, check out the third. Yes, third is there. And is MMA going to feel that's a timing he can hit right now with that army he's got? He's got a lot of Marauders. Maybe he's going to wait for +2, +1 to finish, or if those 4 ghosts to come out. Probably wait for the 4 ghosts at least. Storm might be done by the time ghosts get there and that army kind of sets up outside his base. Scan goes down. He sees the High Templar. He sees the Archon. So we'll see. We'll see. And he scans himself. Tried to get that observer. Didn't work out, unfortunately. And JYP with some nice probe control there. No! MMA is like, oh, come on back. I'm waiting for you. I'll put another scan on that observer. No problem at all. Even another base going down from MMA. So doing some nice macro this game. And Factory heading out. Banshee with 9 kills. I think that's that same one from earlier. 1 more observer heading out. So we're going to see Storm, Archon, and a lot of Zealots charge. So very close to being done. So close to being done. And +2/+2 is not going to finish in time for this fight. So we're going to have MMA head out now. He's got the Ghost. He's got the Medevacs. And let's see how this engagement's going to go for him. He's going to siege up probably and kind of work his way in. I don't know how well JYP can engage with this army. He does have, like I said, he does have a charge, but does he have any High Templar that can even accomplish any storms at all, even if he got that possibility? But kind of, really bad engagement here for JYP. MMA getting a nice concave and just forcing a choke point on JYP, and he's just going to lose his whole army here. But, I mean, he can kind of just A-move in the rest of the stuff, and MMA is going to clean up the rest of JYP's army. He's going to try and warp in some more Zealots here, but those guys are just going to melt as they progress into the army. And there we have the GG from JYP. So JYP was kind of in a rough situation there. MMA had a really nice timing there. He had all his upgrades done. He had his ghosts out. He had his tanks sieged up there. They could hit the units there on the high ground. Medevacs, a lot of Marauders, and like I said, with his 2-1 upgrades. And just like, if he would have waited maybe 30 seconds and JYP would have had maybe 2 storms, that would have been a whole different fight. But he still had a lot of Marauders, and Marauders are pretty beefy versus storms. So I don't know, even still, MMA was in control. He had a better macro for the majority of that game, and that Banshee harass at the beginning was just huge. Like I said, weird timing, worked out for him. And so MMA takes game number 1. Let's head on in game number 2, coming up next.